Hello everyone, I'm back again. You're probably getting tired of me, but I'm going to do a video about my MS and how that's affected me in the past, present and future. At the moment, well, certainly at the time, in 2004 I got chicken pox. That got inside my body, which was quite startling. I won't go into that in too much detail, but that led to a condition called transverse myelitis. Following the transverse myelitis, a brain scan confirmed the lesions on my brain, which then led to a diagnosis of relapsing remitting MS. But my MS failed to settle down and has progressed. Now I use a wheelchair and I have very, very poor balance. I am housebound and I use a wheelchair. So, I've come from that 2004 to today to being housebound and using a wheelchair. All because I got, you think at the time, chickenpox, the virus which eventually triggered what I have now, which is primary progressive multiple sclerosis. I have symptoms behind the back of my ears, which is really, it feels like there's a nerve or something behind that. I'm not sure what it's called. It travels down my arm and it feels like spasm after spasm of pain, but it feels like it travels down the arm and leads to numbness, pain, that kind of thing. And my legs feel like there's pain running down them all the time. I'm on morphine for that. And it's not very nice. I hope that I'm able to get my life together again, but there are times you get so down, you just cry, and me being so isolated and everything else is partly what led to my suicide attempt some months ago. But in terms of that's that symptom. I also have brain sensations, which can feel like stabs of pain, or like a sensation that can feel like in your head, not right. You also get a feeling in your ears that your balance isn't right. So it's like one sense saying one thing and your brain might be saying something else. It's hard for me to explain much more beyond what I've said, other than the balance. And also now I have a blood circulation problem. I spoke to my GP about it and he says that nothing can be done about that. My physio, who I see privately, has said that that's the MS. But, until the MS progresses probably a lot further, then I probably will not get any more help, because people don't get regular physio, that sort of thing. It seems to be part of the spending cuts and everything else. And my relationship with someone from the MS rehabilitation team in the past hasn't gone very well. She was very abrupt with me. But I get on very well with a gastrologist, getting very well with my GP. I'm not even that complex in some ways. I think I'm a really nice person, and a lot of people do see that person, but then again other people see me as unreasonable. But psychologically, especially with the mental health team, facing up to life in a wheelchair is not something they've been able to comprehend or factor in very well. I mean, that's more or less the symptoms with my MS. I've got a dream that I'd like to get a skeleton, and I'd like to describe more about my symptoms and go in more depth to help me better understand things, but I can't afford a skeleton at the moment. To buy a decent medical skeleton of a decent quality, you're talking about 80 quid, which is well beyond I can afford, although I probably will get one from Amazon, probably eventually in a few years gone by. I have tried to collect a skeleton in the past, week by week, different parts, but the quality was so poor that I just gave up. I've got all the booklets, but I never kept the skeleton because the skeleton just won't stay together. Anyway, thankfully I'm still together. Thankfully I'm still alive. There are people worse than me with cancer, other things. I also would like it's only available in the NHS in some areas, a cannabis-based spray. It's for pain. You take it in your mouth, spray it in your mouth, and it helps with the sort of muscle spasms I actually have. But where I live, in my area, it's not offered. It's just not offered at all. Even though NICE, as you know, the National Institute for Clinical Excellence, has said it can be used on the NHS. And a lot of people with MS have said, this helps us. But then again, tying patients' hands and not making these sort of treatments available, only thinking about budgets, is not the answer. It should be decided much more on a case-by-case basis. That's why I welcome the NHS reforms, that, you go and see your GP and potentially, it's up to him whether you get, him or her, what you get, and not these postcode lottery of PCTs, primary care trust, which is not good for anyone, or certainly not good for a lot of people. And certainly there are a lot of treatments out there that will work for one person and not work for something else, which sometimes nice cannot always factor in that sort of thing. Anyway, I've said my piece. I've tried to say a bit more about my MS. Thankfully, I'm not in hospital because I don't want to go back there again. And unfortunately, with the MS, I'm now heading towards the middle or the later stages of the MS a lot quicker than I'd hoped. I had hoped my bladder and bowels don't work properly because of my MS. That causes bladder, bowel, and continence problems, especially in public, which is extremely embarrassing. But I'm not going to say beyond that because it's not very nice for me to really go into. Anyway, beyond that, I can't say much more. I will say goodbye for now, but I will be doing one more video before I go to bed. Good night, everyone.